Hey, what's up? This is Matt Mayoka from NBC Sports Bay Area. Just wanted to bring you a quick update. Thursday, the 49ers completed their Thursday practice to get ready to face the Dallas Cowboys. And mostly good news, I think, out there on the practice field as Deebo Samuel was back and George Kittle was back. So they both went through limited practice, which the reason I say it's a good sign is because they didn't practice at all on Wednesday. This video is brought to you by Canyon Club Brewery. It's a brewery, it's a beer garden, it's a great restaurant. Everything packed into one in a very family friendly atmosphere. Family friendly and dog friendly, I believe. The kids are always out there running around. Families are able to soak up the good weather in Moraga. And so it's one of my go to spots right down the street from where I live. So go check that out. And also, I'm very excited. Coming soon, Canyon Club Brewery will be opening a location in the Danville Livery. So really excited about that. Should be a great location, a great spot, right off of 680. And so that's pretty much on my drive from Santa Clara, where the 49ers practice facility is, to my home. So might have to swerve off the road, not swerve off the road, drive very safely, and stop in and say hi to all the folks who are there. So Canyon Club Brewery, thank you for your support. Okay, so a very good sign for a 49ers offense that last week didn't really have Deebo Samuel, only 4 snaps. He experienced all that uh, discomfort, ended up having fluid in his lungs after the game, after playing in the only 4 snaps. He was admitted to the hospital, spent 2 nights there, seems to be coming along much better than you would anticipate, and much better, I think, than the 49ers had even thought he would be. So he was at the facility on Wednesday. Thursday, he's on the practice field. So all signs trending toward him being available to play Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. Also, good sign for George Kittle, who had a foot sprain coming out of that game. Also, very positive direction, on pace to play Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. And so the passing game will certainly need him. When you know that Brandon Ayuk is out for the season, and then also Juwan Jennings, certainly not looking good for him. He missed another day of practice with a hip injury. He hurt his hip in that game, the Thursday night game against Seattle. Didn't play against Kansas City, and haven't seen him around this week either. In fact, I think the only time I've seen Juwan Jennings since the injury was about 4 hours before the game on Sunday, when he went through, came in to report, get some treatment on that hip, but has not been able to practice. So here's a look at the 49ers injury report. Kevin Givens did not practice due to the core muscle injury. His status very much up in the air. 3.5 sacks for the 49ers, giving some pass rush on the interior there. So that could be a big blow for the 49ers. And then, of course, Jake Moody, who is not available in this game either with the high ankle sprain. So it's going to be another game of Anders Carlson, the fill-in kicker, doing the kicking. Speaking of kicking, Brandon Aubrey, the Cowboys place kicker, has not practiced this week due to jury duty, which absolutely shocks me. I would think that a player for the Dallas Cowboys could go to any judge and say, hey, look, we got a game coming up on Sunday against the 49ers. I think maybe I could be excused. But hey, kudos to Brandon Aubrey doing his civic duty of serving on a jury. Of course, it's not going to impact his availability for the game on Sunday. It just means that he hasn't been at the Cowboys practice facility kicking, working out. My guess is he's probably getting his workouts in either very early in the morning before reporting to jury duty, or later in the evening after fulfilling his duty. So, yeah, Brandon Aubrey will be out there. Maybe the bigger concern is that for the 49ers anyway, is that Devontae Turpin, the dynamic punt returner and kickoff returner, will be. He doesn't have jury duty, so he has been out there with the Dallas Cowboys, and he will be on the field Sunday against the 49ers at Levi Stadium. The big injury note for Dallas, Micah Parsons, who hasn't played since late September due to an ankle injury. He has not practiced this week. It does not look like he's going to be available in this game. So certainly from the standpoint of pass protection, keeping Brock Purdy upright. That's a huge blow to the Cowboys to not have Micah Parsons out there. Speaking of Brock Purdy, he talked on Thursday about just his mindset going into this game, and it's something where he said that's an opportunity for him to grow, to learn. It's more of a mindset. I mean, he struggled obviously in that game against Kansas City with the 3 interceptions, no touchdown passes. But he said it's just going back to the drawing board and kind of looking at things and figuring out when to be aggressive, when to play it safe, when to throw on ribbons, a pre-snap look, it's the post-snap look, and all that. And I think one of the things that kind of came to light after that game, he was seen in the locker room having a long conversation with Kyle Shanahan, and then when he went to the podium, he did talk a lot about not putting pressure on himself because of the lack of offensive weapons that the 49ers had in that game, or I shouldn't say the lack of, but certainly not having Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and Juwan Jennings, not putting the Superman cape on and trying to do too much by himself. So kind of you get the sense that that's probably the main message that Kyle Shanahan had for him, was that, look, the answers are in this offense. You still have enough playmakers. You don't have to do it all yourself. But certainly good news for the 49ers that Deebo Samuel's back at practice, George Kittle back at practice, and Ricky Pearsall, first-round draft pick, is a player that got a lot of action, 48 snaps in his NFL debut. So they're looking for him, obviously, to just get more in tune, build more chemistry with Brock Purdy. And that's been kind of the number one priority for Purdy this week, is that without Ayuk, with Deebo Samuel's situation a little bit up in the air, although now it looks like he's going to play for sure. And then with Jennings likely out, this is an opportunity during the week for Purdy to get very valuable practice reps with Pearsall, with Jacob Cowing, with Chris Conley, and with Ronnie Bell, as the 49ers try to solve their offensive issues, issues that really show up when the team is in the red zone. So other people who had limited practice that appear to be on pace to play, Nick Bosa with the elbow injury, Chris Conley, wide receiver, with the ankle, Jordan Mason with the shoulder. He's still wearing the blue non-contact jersey. Same thing he did last week. So looks like he's definitely going to play. And then special teamer George Odom, maybe kind of a hidden guy who's very important in this game, George Odom, because of his coverage on kickoff return, on punt return. 49ers really have to tighten up that area, quite obviously, and they face perhaps their biggest challenge of the year, a very explosive guy with the Dallas Cowboys. So that's the update from here. It's looking good for Kittle, looking good for Deebo Samuel, not looking as good for Juwan Jennings. So again, thank you to Canyon Club, and thank you, the viewer, for watching. Please subscribe, turn on the notifications, like, comment, all the above. And that's it for now.